We all had a good feeling about Black Myth Wukong, and over the past few months, we have seen so many journos melt down over the fact that tons of gamers were excited for this title's release. But now, on launch day, it has already shattered Steam records and is already surpassing the all-time peak player counts of major titles like Elden Ring, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, and Cyberpunk 2077. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I've been very excited for this game, and of course, when this video is going up tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be starting my playthrough. It is a game that I have been excited for ever since they unveiled it a few years ago, and when journos were mad at it, they had said all the way back when it was unveiled that, oh, it looks too good to be true, and there's no way that it's going to come out, and it finally has, and it is shattering Steam records. As you can see, it is trending on X. Tons of people are talking about it because the game has had nearly 2 million concurrent players already on a Tuesday launch. It says Black Myth Wukong, a single-player game, has achieved unprecedented success on Steam by breaking records for concurrent players. Now, I knew this game was going to be popular, and over the past couple of weeks since journos have really ramped up their attacks on this game and game science, I had a feeling that was going to heighten the player numbers a bit, but even I did not expect it to do this freaking good. It says within hours of its launch, it surpassed the all-time peak player counts of major titles like Elden Ring, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, and Cyberpunk 2077. These were games that we did not think were going to be surpassed unless we saw the release of like an Elder Scrolls 6 or a Grand Theft Auto 6, because those are billion-dollar games that we've been waiting years and years for. And again, I think we all expected Wukong to do good, but not this good. It says the game reached, here's a new figure, over 2.2 million concurrent players, making it the second most played game in Steam's history, only behind PUBG. And you have to consider, while this is launch day, it's a Tuesday. So going into the weekend, I think we are going to see it surpass PUBG, which is fantastic news for game science, because this is a game that people have been talking about and have been excited for. But most importantly, it's just good entertainment. It doesn't push a narrative in your face. It's not like they're trying to have you walk away with some kind of underlying message in your mind. Yes, it is based off of Journey to the West, but they didn't modernize that story. They simply took it, they adapted it into a video game. Of course, they had to add in a few more different kinds of creatures and storytelling elements, right, to make it a full game experience. But at the end of the day, it is inspired by Journey to the West, and it seems that they did a fantastic job, and they have gained the respect of Chinese gamers, Western gamers, basically everyone, because look at these giant numbers. It's hilarious to see this happen because there have been journos freaking out about this title, but every time they try to get us to boycott a game, funny enough, it blows up in their faces. Hogwarts Legacy, they had this massive boycott because they don't like JK, and look how that turned out. It was the best-selling game of 2023. You look at Stellar Blade, while we do not know if it is going to be one of the best-selling games of 2024, it reached massive numbers, paced what even Shift Up thought it was going to get for players and in sales. And they are talking about a PC version and a sequel, or potentially DLC, and now Black Myth Wukong, the latest game on the journo chopping block. Well, the Streisand effect has happened for this one as well, because it has already become one of the most played single-player games of all time on Steam, and just one of the most played games on the platform in totality. Every single time they whine and complain about a game, it blows up in their faces, just proving, again, how irrelevant these journos are. You shouldn't be going to their websites. You shouldn't be giving them support. And I know most of you guys don't, right? But I'm saying this to the average person, right? You should not be wasting your time with these people because they have absolutely no good takes whatsoever. Even with Wukong, they were complaining about how, oh, there's a lack of diversity and inclusivity, and in many articles, I had mentioned this in my previous videos, they have been trying to attack the game based on interviews and, posts the CEO and the games director over at Game Science had made, and they tried to spin it and say, oh my god, they're filled with sexists and these people are disgusting, that's why you shouldn't support this game. And well, clearly it didn't work. There have been many people voicing their support for Game Science and Black Myth Wukong, and I'm among them, right? And I'm a female. I don't mind that there's not females in every single video game or every single scene or chapter in a piece of content. I'm fine with the fact that a director at a studio made a few jokes about women. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. If you are bothered by it, that's fine. You don't have to buy it. But clearly, a lot of people know that, yes, those were actually mistranslated quotes and posts. And that's why we don't take IGN's allegations seriously. And the media can try all they want, but nobody's listening to them. That is clear as day now. Scrolling down X for a minute or two, there are tons of people talking about this, congratulating Game Science. Even Pal World had made a post saying, congrats Wukong for becoming the second most played game on Steam ever. I bet these developers are maybe a little bit salty because at the beginning of the year, their game did crazy numbers, but they are being good sports, which I definitely appreciate. And honestly, just makes me like these developers even more. Even Pal World had a hard time with game journos, and this to me seems like a slap in the face against the activists who tried to bury both of these games, funny enough. Grums aka Mark Kern had made a post saying Black Myth Wukong by Game Science is now the #2 game of all time with nearly 2.2 million concurrent players. This is absolutely crazy, and I love to freaking see it because it seems like a fantastic game. Again, I am going to be streaming a full playthrough of this. I am super freaking pumped for it. But funny enough, today, same day that Wukong releases, Dustborn also releases, and I don't think that game's gonna see many people now because this launch is kind of overshadowing basically every other game right now. Black Myth Wukong has broken 2.2 million players on Steam, making it the highest played single player game ever. Wow, just wow. Everybody seems to be excited about this, hyped about this, and just praising Game Science, and they do deserve pats on the back. They do deserve a lot of respect for this. I am very excited to start my playthrough. I have been for quite a while at this point. Again, ever since it was unveiled a few years ago. And it's finally here. It's finally time to play it. And of course, support developers who stuck by their vision and did not cave to journo activists who wanted this title canceled, and of course wanted them to come out and publicly apologize for mistranslated allegations, which is just so crazy in my opinion. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.